This episode is sponsored by Lines, the new mobile wait time application from touringplans.com. Visit it at m.touringplans.com and you'll see predicted and actual wait times for all 4 Disney parks, plus FastPass distribution times, as well as predicted crowd wait times over the next 2 hours. We'll also tell you interesting things like when FastPass is expected to run out for the rest of the day, and lots of other useful information, including park hours, extra magic hours, and crowd level predictions. So visit m.touringplans.com for more information.
This is Walt Disney World Today. Give us 5 minutes and we'll give you the world.
It's Monday, November 23rd, 2009, and this is episode 647 of WDW Today. I'm Matt Hochberg, StudioCentral.com. Joining me on today's show is Mike Scopa, a senior feature writer and blogger for AllEars.net, and the man who first learned to drive a car in his Zeppelin. Hi, Mike.
We surrender. We surrender.
Muppets.
Yep.
Very good.
We entered a contest. We lost.
Yeah, we lost. Hey, lady.
This is very moving.
Yeah, I wish they move it to Pittsburgh.
Mr. Move to Pittsburgh.
We got time to pee. We can't go all full. We're bolted to the... Oh, no, I'm sorry.
They don't say pee.
Go to the bathroom.
They say. Got time to go to the bathroom. Oh, what are you guys doing here?
Anyway, also joining us on today's show is Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Hi, Matt.
And also joining us on today's show is Len Testa, co-author of The Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World. Welcome, Len.
How's it going, Matt?
Outstanding.
Awesome.
And Len, I had actually a quick question before we get started. I don't know if the Steelers realize, but the NFL season is more than like 7 weeks long.
Yeah, apparently it doesn't include playing teams from Cincinnati. I don't know what happened there. Jeez.
And I already did Newell, otherwise I could have got a good Jets joke in. But anyway, also joining us on today's show is Annette Owens, the manager of customer relations and group services for MEI and Mouse Fan Travel. Welcome, Annette.
Hey, thanks for not forgetting me.
Oh, how could we forget you?
I don't know.
And on today's show, we're talking about park icons, or rather, what the second icon would be. Sure, we all recognize Cinderella's Castle at the Magic Kingdom, the Sorcerer's Hat at the Studios, Spaceship Earth at Epcot, and the Tree of Life at Animal Kingdom as the icons of the parks. But, you know, I think, Len, you would come up with this theory of what would be the secondary icon, you know, the runner-up, the vice president. You know,
Len.
Should something
First runner-up.
Yeah.
In case the first runner, in case the regular icon is caught in some sort of embarrassing video scandal.
That's right. We thought about which whatever they may be, attractions, buildings, whatever it could be in each park would be the secondary icon. So,
we're gonna be serious. Oh,
very serious. We're always serious here, Mike. This is a very, very serious.
Scratch the Dole Whip. Okay.
So let's start in Animal Kingdom, actually. So you've got Tree of Life as the official park icon. What would be the secondary icon? And if I look at the current unofficial guide, I think it's Primeval Whirl. Don't know why.
Oh, jeez. You're not letting me forget that, are you?
No. Newell and I are really coming up with those alternative covers.
I know.
I print down my own and scotch tape it to the cover.
That's right.
I mean, it's not like you couldn't. It's not like you wouldn't have 100 to choose from. I don't know what.
There's got to be a scandal somewhere.
That's right. There's got to be a reasoning.
Someone has photographs of Len.
I didn't choose it. That's the thing. I picked. Honestly, God, yeah, right. I picked 10 or 12 other options. None of which made it in.
Probably like
weird.
Like Stitch's Great Escape.
All right, so Disney's Animal Kingdoms. What would you pick as the secondary icon there, Scopa?
Everest.
It's all pick. It's hard to really argue against that. Len, what do you think?
I would not pick Everest.
You would not.
Oh, really?
Here's your argument.
I would not.
Primeval Well.
Why would Triceratops spin chosen already?
Chester and Hester. No, I wouldn't. Well, it wouldn't necessarily be Everest. What I would pick, there's a couple of things. So, I would pick something in Asia, and I would pick something specifically. You know, when you're walking down the path from Discovery Island to Asia, and just before you make that right-hand turn, there's a little stone bench, and it's carved out of like the feet of a giant statue.
Yes.
I would pick that with all the flags, tree. Please let me explain this.
Sorry.
This is why this is killing me. So I would pick somebody sitting on that bench with the tree behind them and everything. And here's what it illustrates.
What?
And all of the stuff in the background. Asia is interesting in the animal kingdom because if you think about how the animal kingdom is set up, every land represents a different stage in the relationship between man and nature. And so Africa, if you think about Africa, right? Africa is man clearing out nature and essentially putting his stuff on there. All the structures are new. They're relatively well maintained, given that. Asia is nature taking back the land from man. So all of the stuff in Asia is overgrown. By the way, this is a Sam Genoa concept, which I love. This is his explanation. So nature's taking back some of the stuff that was man-made, and Asia explains that.
Well, that's heavy.
It's deep, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody spent a lot of time thinking about that.
I know.
Well, you see, I was just going to pick the park exit because I think it's the best part of the whole park. But,
Exactly. The bird exit sign.
yeah. This way out of park. No, but I to be honest, I mean, it's a very interesting idea, Len. I respect your stealing of Sam's idea. I'd have to agree with Scopa. I think the Everest Mountain, which has appeared on the unofficial guide at one point.
It was either going to be Everest or the biodegradable straws,
That's true. There's that.
There you go. You could do the statue out of those straws.
Actually, you know what? I would pick. If I had it as an alternative.
Dinosaur.
No. No. I would pick the park entrance. Like over the tickets. With the three animals over there, the Triceratops, the dragon, and the elephant. Is that what it is?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
What about you, Newell? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've been staring at the map the whole time. There's nothing that really stands out to me but Everest as well. And I really didn't want to pick what everybody else has been picking, but I'm afraid... I don't know. There's really nothing else that you would look at and know right away what it was. Like you could see another building and say, "Oh, that's from this place."
Right.
The Animal Kingdom is just unique, where the only thing that's really recognizable outside the Tree of Life is Everest.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely the one. Annette, what are your thoughts?
I'm along with Everest. You're just so used to the big icon, something tall that stands out.
That's the problem with all of us. It's just too much.
Well, I think Animal Kingdom's the hardest out of the four to pick a secondary icon.
Because it's the park with no fun.
No, not that, but it's not as unique.
Oh, so when we get to Epcot, remind me, because I came up with a theory of what Epcot is.
Well, let's move on to Epcot. Of course, Spaceship Earth is the official park icon right now. But Len, what are your thoughts on Epcot?
For Epcot, I like the upside down waterfall facing the Imagination Pavilion. I think that especially during Flower and Garden with all the flowers there, maybe with the monorail passing by, I think a picture of that would be a very nice icon.
See, I thought this one's admittedly this would probably never get selected, but it's my pick. Would be the globe from Reflections of Earth.
Yes.
It's too similar though.
What's that?
It's too similar to Spaceship Earth. It's around Geosphere.
Well.
There's imagination for you.
Yeah, that's right. I'll take something that looks exactly like it.
Exactly like it,
Just
but
a little
smaller
smaller.
in brass.
The Soviet theory of everything.
Exactly.
Well, the sad thing is, Matt, I was thinking just like you, because that's just what
You're right. That is a sad thing. All right, and let's go on to the next one. Who's next?
Scope, what do you think of Epcot?
Well, that was kind of hard. I came up with I thought was a lame kind of icon. It was the friendship boats.
That's lame.
Because
Oh my God.
it is lame.
Just thinking of that. You know what I thought was funny? I was thinking about this the other day. Is Test Track. It's an attraction most people reach on foot after getting to the park via mass transit. Isn't that funny?
Ironic, perhaps.
There's the.
Well, Scopo, we still haven't. What's your official answer here?
Oh, brother. I guess it would be the Illuminations globe.
See, Soviet theory.
Please, you guys can't come up with anything else? Well, it's showcase.
Okay, there's a bench.
bench.
Yeah.
Jay.
There's a bench where
killing
Mike
me,
Newell
killing
was
me.
eating his, nachos on the first sip and snack. And
I mean, if you don't want to take the stolen cheapo Soviet way out, I would actually. I mean, you could do World Showcase, kind of like a although that's not really that's a guidebook, not so much. It's hard to pick like one singular item in Epcot that you could choose for that. What do you think, Newell?
I was gonna go with the lights of winter. Oh no, can't do that.
Ooh, no, you're not.
Oh,
No, you're not. You know why, Mike? Because the technology just doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
We don't use lights anymore.
Yes, Christmas
Or
lights are
blinking
out.
Christmas lights.
Yes,
From the 1970s.
but I'm not complaining.
No, not at all.
What if we picked a character? Could we do that?
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
I'm
I
looking
like
at
it. Keep going.
looking at Figment.
Oh, you win.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You win.
Figment?
Figment. He is really the unofficial character of Epcot.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, the other issue is that there's really no other buildings that really stand out in Epcot. I mean, the pavilions.
Imagination.
I was thinking of Imagination. Yes, the only really building that you would see a drawing of and go, "That's Imagination." Yeah.
Yeah, but like choosing Imagination as your park icon is like choosing like a Ford Taurus as your flagship car for the brand. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, it's there, but it's not the one you want to highlight necessarily. It's not one of the. You wouldn't say that that's the best attraction they have over there, or one that exemplifies.
I don't think it's a matter of the best attraction. I think it's the symbol of the park.
I prefer to think of the attraction in its better glory days.
Yeah, I was going to say it's okay. That's fair enough. We're all entitled. Manette, you chose Soviet, so I think we're good on that one. Let's move on to Disney's Hollywood Studios, and currently the Sorcerer's Hat is the park icon, and actually there have been two other park icons: the Great Movie Ride building and the Earful Tower. So you've got two that you could possibly go back to if you want to, kick it old school and go back to those. So, Len, what are your thoughts of the studios?
The studios for an icon. Well, it used to be a long time ago. Well, for me, it would have to be probably Great Movie Ride.
That's my theory. I mean, the only other one I was thinking of was Tower of Terror. But I still like the idea of the Great Movie Ride. Really, I really think. I mean, it's right in the middle of the park, and
I do too.
And licensing. Forget that. I don't care about that. Let's make that the park icon once more. What do you think, Scopa?
I think that people think of the Tower of Terror when they think of the studio, so that's the one I'd go with.
Okay. It certainly has the weenie factor to it.
Yes.
Annette?
I was going Tower of Terror.
And
Just for the same reasons. It's just that's what you see before you even get there. Draws you in.
Mr. Newell.
I was actually going to say the Crossroads of the World, only because, aside from the Great Movie Ride, it's the only thing that really reminds me of Hollywood.
That's a good point. I like it. It's certainly a unique pick. And, of course, Crossroads of the World is that building that when you first walk into the park over there, back right where the park maps are, and it's a little shop over there.
Right, it's a circular shop with Mickey on the top.
That's right. Oh, I like it, Mike.
Thank you.
No, that was good. Creative.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you. All right, let's move on to Magic Kingdom. And Annette, don't think I haven't noticed that you've been ripping us all of our answers. So,
So guess she gets to go first.
answer gets to go first for the Magic Kingdom.
So it'd be the bakery. No.
The bakery.
Of course, Cinderella's Castle is the current icons. What would you pick, Annette, as your secondary choice?
Space Mountain.
Ooh, I like it.
Ooh, that was my second or third choice.
The Space Mountain has never graced the cover of the unofficial guide. Am I correct on that?
Killing me. It
That-
will. 2011, baby. I'm
We
sorry.
have to dig up some photos, Matt. We'll dig up some photos and we'll get it on there for 2011.
Do pictures of that even exist?
I like Space Mountain in that. I was gonna say Splash Mountain, but I really do like the Space Mountain. I mean, what's great about it is that it really does kind of emote that whole. It encompasses a lot of the Magic Kingdom, I think. Like more so than like if you took like maybe Rocket Tower Plaza, but that really only speaks to
Rocket Tower Plaza.
to Tomorrowland. But I mean, Space Mountain is just it's more ubiquitous in nature. What do you think, Newell?
I was actually thinking about the train station on Main Street.
Another good choice.
Ooh,
That's a good
Because
one.
it's technically the first thing you see when you first get off the monorail or come off the ferry.
That's right.
It's the first structure
So-
you actually peek at in complete in its glory because it's there.
Yeah. I like the pick.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that's a good one.
Scopa?
I had a toss-up. At first, I thought of the Partners statue.
You are.
And then I thought when you think of
You're like
Magic
you're like a
50-year-old
What?
woman. I swear to God.
Oh my God.
Cincinnati. Then I thought maybe a monorail. I don't know.
Ooh, all not bad. All wonderful ideas for covers of books.
So now we know why you came up with this idea.
Exactly.
You're writing them all down.
None of which we actually used.
Do we get credits in the book?
Anna will get all the credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Doesn't
While we're
beat-
talking about park icons, though, I don't think we've ever talked in the show about this, and it's close enough in topic. Thoughts? There's two. When we're talking about park icons, there have been two notorious park icons or additions to park icons, and certainly there have been very strong opinions of either. And I'm referring to the Sorcerer's Hat at the studios and the wand at Epcot. And they've since rescinded the wand. But I was curious what everyone's thoughts were of the wand, because there was when the wand came out as part of the 2000, right? The was the 100 Years of Magic? No,
No, it was
2000
the
celebration.
Millennium.
Yes, you're right about that. Right. And
Damn right.
and so they added the wand to Spaceship Earth, and that was there until about what, a year or two ago, 2 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, and they took it down.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Let me pose the question this way: did anyone like the wand?
No.
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 Hated it.
Would have liked to have seen them spend money on something else.
Well, let me ask you this, Scopa. Did you not like the wand because you didn't think it was you didn't like the design of it? Did you not like the idea at all of messing with Spaceship Earth? What about it did you not like?
I think that the thing is that Spaceship Earth, it seemed like it was violated when they added the stars and the hand, and I just didn't see any added value. I mean, what was it supposed to be doing? Was it supposed to be saying, Mickey is welcoming us to Epcot? I just did not see the added value, and I think about how much time and money and effort was spent into that, and there were so many other things that they could have done with that park. It's just sad also that a few years later they take it back, they take it down. So.
Yeah.
They spent money. I mean, it's like they spent I don't know how many millions of dollars turning the castle into a cakesel, and then they spent another several million, removing it. It's just amazing that when you understand when you think about how much money is spent doing that stuff, I just didn't see any added value.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up the 25th anniversary of Disney World, where they added they made the castle in the Magic Kingdom pink and made it look like a cupcake. It was supposed to look like a cupcake or a cake, but it was pink and it looked terrible. And it was probably one of the biggest blunders that Disney made. And they quickly took it down. To their credit, they didn't stick with it like they did with the wand for a number of years.
So I wonder where the wand is now. Where do you put that big wand?
Well, there's a YouTube video of them of it in an area. I guess they keep like a dump.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
broken and it's all the different
Is
little
it?
pieces. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
They tossed that out along with yesterday's trash. I mean, that thing was
So it's blessing the trash pile.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you all that I did not like the wand at all. But a lot of people say, well, they don't like the wand and it's for nostalgic reasons because that's how they like to remember Spaceship Earth and everything, and that's a fair point, I think. But I think it's important to also raise the other points, which Mike you're absolutely right, Scope, about your theory on just wasted resources that could have been used elsewhere.
Well, yeah. I mean, keep in mind during that time, Horizon sat empty, and then it was the whole fiasco of them tearing it down. I mean, that right there alone it was an eyesore. It was just horrible to look at for quite a long time that it sat there.
Yeah. What about the Sorcerer's Hat?
I don't hate it as much.
Yeah, I think it kind of wore on us after a while. Hated it at first, but not so much now.
I like the icon. I don't like where they put it.
I agree with you.
Exactly. Yeah, it blocks.
But I think that was the idea, wasn't it? The whole idea is to put it there 2 block.
No, why? It doesn't make any sense.
Why didn't they put it where Crossroads is?
Well, I think the idea was to block because they were losing the rights for Grumman's Chinese Theater, so they wanted to kind of like if you look down the street, all you saw was the hat. I think that was the whole idea of the hat.
Yeah,
they couldn't knock the building down, but they could block it.
Yeah. Well, I think you're right. I mean, the reason they put the hat there was to block the theater because they couldn't use that as the icon anymore, and they couldn't use it in the sweeping marketing material.
Well, that's it. Any photo that was taken by guests or by the company would have shown the hat instead of the Chinese Theater.
Well, the best idea, I mean, I would love it if they ever got the rights figured out. What I would love for them, I like the hat. I think it does serve a purpose, but if they could put the hat over the entrance, because then they could really tie it into the attraction that actually probably relates closest to, which is Fantasmic. And that would allow you, so that way you put it over the entrance, right where they used to have the special entrance for Fantasmic dinner package guests. Make that the entrance, and that way, when guests ask, "Well, how do you get to Fantasmic?"
Look for the hat.
Go to the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Go to the hat.
yeah, and it's right there. And of course, it's right. The hat'll be right over the entrance, so you'll see it just like you see Spaceship Earth when you first come in over there. And other thing, I think it would make the most amount of sense over there. But it sounds like we generally like the theory of the hat, just not its execution. But the cupcake idea and the Epcot's wand, we just were against flat out. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, that's it for us today. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the WDW Today website at WDWtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, Mike Newell, and the fabulous Annette Owens, I'm Matt Hodgford. We'll see you on the next show.
Stupid Judy, stupid energy.
This has been a production of Mouse World Radio.